Hello YouTube, welcome back again to a new series that I'm going to be starting. Hopefully this is going to be a weekly thing. This is what I plan on doing. Trying to get the videos down to at least 10 minutes video for this series. I will still be doing haul videos, just not as frequent. Again, I wanted to do more of a web series to help out you guys, the comic book collectors out there that might want to know a little bit more about key issues. All right, so this new series will definitely be focusing on key books and key issues. So again, this is not a speculation video. This is just a video to help you determine if you want to buy a key or not, or what the significance of a character is. Personally, the way I collect a lot of keys, I collect a lot of variants, and I collect basically, I don't do very many runs unless I'm reading something like Monstrous or let me think, Animosity. There's a couple other series that I do collect, but mostly I look for keys, or I try to find out things that may be on the rise, maybe are not on the rise. Like I said, if collect what you love, and that's the most important thing. I just see a lot of videos out there these days, and it just seems to be like it can be sometimes really difficult for people to, I guess, find things that they want to find and know about different things. So this is just another way to help you guys. So again, not trying to say you're going to make any money off of these books. I'm just saying these are keys maybe to look out for in the future. Things that I've picked up that I like, because when I'm hunting, definitely have a list and I go through bin after bin trying to find different things out. And some things are worth money, some things aren't. Okay, so the first off, I'm going to talk about this, the Mighty Thor 384. This is the first appearance of Drago. So Drago is after it's like a new version of Thor, so Drago as Thor, definitely something to look out for. Minor key, nothing of a significant value at this point, but you never know what happens with MCU, right? Like, so if you want to pick up something like this, and you can find it for pretty cheap. This is not a high grade copy, but it was just something I wanted to own because I was looking for different Thor key issues, different characters. A lot of the speculation these days, when a new character comes out, like for instance, in the Marvel Comics Presents #6, the daughter of Wolverine, his many daughters and children. I think it's up to 7 now, if I'm 7 or 8 now. Anyways, children. So that basically those kind of books like shoot right through the ceiling, and they're almost really hard to obtain. So sometimes going back and checking out other appearances, other things that you want, it could be something you can look for without having to pay an arm and a leg. So this is just one of those things. All right, so move on. Okay, so this is SpiderMan Wolverine MTU. This is Marvel Team Up. This is volume number 3, I think, in the series. This was done by Robert Kirkman of The Walking Dead. So there's definitely some key issues in this series, but this one was the first appearance of, I think this is Evil Tony Stark from a different universe, and Titanium, which is a Kree warrior that cannot transform. All right, so just a book to look out for if you are checking through the Spider-Man Wolverine things. So definitely a small little key, but Evil Tony Stark. I think there's a name for him anyways, but it is like an evil version of Tony Stark in this. So I thought it was kind of cool though, just a neat little key. This is Marvel Universe 2001 Millennium version. Basically, I've talked about this before. This is a synopsis book. It's a book of things that could happen or could happen. So there's a ton of key appearances in here. I'm not going to go through this completely, but one of the ones that stand out to me when I picked this up, I was looking around for different things that kind of like were cool when it came to newer characters, and so they have the Bloodstone twins. Okay, so that's a newer version of the Bloodstone characters, and basically, like you can see on the cover, there's a Human Torch here, just that's a female. So like I said, these are just ideas that they were playing around with when they were kind of coming out with like newer characters or revamping characters, right? So even if you go into this book here, you'll see there's actually like a prototype version of the Immortal Hulk. So like Hulk as like a dead version, voodoo version of the Hulk who comes back from the dead, and etc. etc. So it's actually previewed in this book as a cover. So anyways, like I said, if you get a chance to check it out, there's definitely a lot of like little first appearances throughout this whole book. So it's Elsa Bloodstone's children. That's what I was trying to say earlier. Are the ones that are that are featured in the back. They're a set of twin girls. So Elsa Bloodstone's children, yeah, pretty cool. And the prototype of the Immortal Hulk. So this is Ultimate Nightmare number 5. This is the first appearance of Vision within the Ultimate Universe, and that version ends up being, I think it's a female kind of like Vision. So this was when they first reintroduced Vision into the comic. He was pretty messed up, and or I should say the Vision was really messed up, and then they you can see Vision Zero when it came out. Basically, Vision had found a new body and was female, so, or a female type body. Anyways, so yeah, Ultimate Nightmares number 5, pretty cool. Mask of the Phantasm, Batman. A lot of people were specking on this recently. I guess it's because Phantasm kind of came back into the or is coming into the regular continuity. It's already been I think it's already happened anyways with DC. So this was just a book I wanted to talk about, and pretty much passed up on. Like, if you don't know anything about this, is the first appearance of a Phantasm. Like I said, some of these copies are harder to get in higher grade. This was a pretty high grade copy when I picked it up, but I was happy just to have it because I was looking for different DC villains that I thought were kind of cool. And originally what I had thought Phantasm was going to be was, you know, when they were going on about DC's what was it, the Arkham Knight, yeah. So I kind of thought it was going to be a female, so I was like, maybe it's going to be Phantasm, like the girl who was in love with Bruce Wayne and comes back as the Arkham Knight. But anyways, they didn't do that, but that's why originally I picked it up, because I was just like trying to figure out who the Arkham Knight was. All right, so this is a book I talked about probably last week or about a few weeks ago. So this is Comics Greatest Worlds it's a number 3, week 3. This is the first appearance of Ghost in comics. If you don't know who Ghost is, like an assassin, can do a whole bunch of other things, very similar to Black Widow, very similar to a bunch of other stuff. Adam Hughes does a lot of the covers for Ghost, so if you're looking for that. Jenny Frison did some covers for Ghost also, so if you're looking for that, there's runs out there, there's covers out there. It's definitely a character that could be used. Dark Horse recently, or in the Dark Horse was some of the properties have been bought up by Netflix. So I was just thinking maybe this one could be one they could use in the future. But if you're looking for a key issue that's very cheap, Ghost number 1 is pretty affordable. So first appearance of Ghost is always fun to have. Just a neat book to own and not pay a lot. This is called Avengers Timeslide. This is the first appearance of young Tony Stark. So Tony Stark dies within the Avengers continuity. The Avengers go back in time during Timeslide and basically bring the younger version of Tony into the present, 616, I guess. And then so then Tony can then continue being Tony Stark after he passes away. So it's first appearance of young Tony Stark. And on the same thing, anyways, this is another key issue to look out for too. Star Wars Heir to the Empire. Basically, first appearance of, Mara Jade. All right, General Thrawn. I don't think it's in Star Wars continuity because it's a Dark Horse comic, but anyways, just something to look out. Mara Jade and General Thrawn. So it's like just a really cool key to own. Not very expensive. You can find it on the cheap. Don't go on eBay. Like I said, there's been a lot of stuff going down with speculations for different things that are coming out. Star Wars hasn't been one of those ones that have been touched upon, But, if you're looking for Star Wars keys, Mara Jade was Luke Skywalker's wife, so that was kind of cool. And just something cool, and General Thrawn's cool. So, anyways. So I'm going to look out for. A lot of people know what this is. This was probably something I could probably have talked about years ago. But Young Avengers #1. First appearance of the Young Avengers. A lot of the team right there. So I don't have to go into too much detail. There's been a lot of spec on this. So it's a harder book to find these days. But if you can find it, pick it up. But it's a good book to own at this point. It's not outrageously high in price. So if you can find it, try to get a copy. I think there's a director's cut version of this, so that I don't know if that's considered a second printing, but that'll get into my next section of books to talk about. So this is Edge of Spiderverse, Gwen Stacy, Spider-Woman. This is a 5th printing of this. Okay, so this is what I was going to talk about. So if a lot of collectors have issues with trying to find that key, trying to find that issue. So a lot of things that have been going crazy lately. If you look at the Ninja Turtles, if you look at like I said, the Marvel's Comics Presents #6. So a lot of these books get out of reach really fast because of speculation. I'm assuming the same things might have happened back when these books came out, but I'm not sure because I wasn't collecting comics as hardcore when Edge of Spider-Verse, this original series, came out. But this went to a 5th printing, so you can say it was pretty popular within, within collectors, right? So, and there's a significant price differentiation between owning a 1st print and a 5th printing. A 5th printing can go for $8, which is fine by me because I like the Spider-Gwen character. Do I like her enough to buy and invest in a copy that's very expensive? Probably not. So this is a copy that I could obtain for a pretty cheap price point. I think I paid $5 for this originally. So for 5th printing. So that's basically cover price Canadian because everything is during our exchange rate. The same thing goes with Marvel's Comics Presents #6. That first, full appearance of Wolverine's daughter, Ren. Anyways, that book is coming out July 24th. So the 2nd print will be coming out July 24th. Now there'll be a 2nd print 1 in 25. I don't suggest everyone going out and buying these. I don't know what the 2nd print 1 in 25s are going to do to the market in the future. I don't think they're a good thing, but they're definitely not something that you want to always be banking on, because if Marvel or DC or any of these companies are just mass producing books in the sense that they can put out 2nd, 3rd prints of these 1 in 25s, I don't see it as a healthy thing for the industry. But again, if you want to own certain rarities, I guess it's okay for you to go pick it up, and I'm not going to say don't pick up something you like to pick up because you want the cover's different or this and that, but it just I don't quite understand the direction it's going. It just seems like a money grab to me. But like I said, there are 2nd printings out that are coming out. They are obtainable. Like I said, July 24th, you have Marvel Comics Presents #6 coming out. I think there's a 2nd printing of Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles #95. That's going to be a significant bump because of all the variants that are out there and all the different things. But again, the first book is getting a little bit crazy, a little bit out of reach for some collectors. So going to a secondary printing might be an option for the person that doesn't want to spend as much money. And I'm one of those people. So talking about that, Ultimate Fallout Spider-Man No More, issue #4, first appearance of Miles Morales, 2nd print variant. Again, I'm not trying to pump tires for any of these like 2nd printings, but if you want to buy something that's affordable, you don't want to spend $100 on a comic book, you can find an Ultimate Fallout Spider-Man #4 for a significant price drop. If you're a collector, you want to collect that first appearance, and that's what this show is all about, is just trying to collect that first appearance, right? So again, it's a first appearance, it's in a 2nd print version, but at the same time it's decent to own, and it's a beautiful cover. It's the same cover, except there's no polybag crease in it because they came out without the polybag for the 2nd printing. And and it's still the first appearance of Miles Morales in comics. Definitely something a collector should be maybe wanting to look out for if they want. Anyways, Giant Size Chillers, Curse of Dracula, first appearance of Lilith. Now, these aren't spec books. These are just first appearances. This book's a bit expensive. It depends on the grade most of the time. Drashir's Comics and Things just showed off, Comics Collects showed off this. Basically, in Instagram, I think it was. Yeah, it was Instagram. Anyways, really cool key to own. There's a lot of monster books out there that haven't been tapped in the market, so that you can still own the first appearances for significantly a cheaper price than, say, some of these newer characters that are coming out. Like today, I think the book that went crazy was Captain Marvel #8, first, I guess, cameo, or I don't know, appearance of a star. So like I said, I wouldn't want to spend like $30-40 on eBay on something like that. I'd rather go and try to buy something a little bit older, but that's my taste. I'm not saying it's your taste, and I'm not saying you're going to make money on these books, but if you're looking for keys and you're looking for different things that you want to purchase, this is definitely something to look out for. All right, so first appearance of Lilith, and I think this is last but not least. Yeah, so this is giant size creatures featuring Werewolf by Night. The first appearance of Tigra, so that would be this character right here. Again, another kind of like monster character that hasn't been tapped, which I really like. I'm a big fan of these. I like the monster Marvel creatures. They're cool, and they're not as out of the price range of some things that are like kind of crazy. Like it's so weird. Like Werewolf by Night #1, the first appearance of Werewolf by Night is a lot cheaper than the first appearance of Moon Knight, which is because people really like Moon Knight. But it's just funny that the book that originally featured Moon Knight, the character, that you can get the first appearance of Werewolf by Night significantly cheaper. It's the same thing with a lot of intro intro character kind of books. And I think Tomb of Dracula did the same thing for Blade. So it's just interesting, when you see this kind of thing. So again, this is the first appearance of Tigra. Just another book to look out for. I know this is getting a little bit more higher up in price now, but it's definitely something to look out for if you're collecting keys. All right, so I've went way too far on with this video, so I'm just gonna shut up, and I hope you continue watching this. And this was gonna be one of my hopefully weekly series from now on, chasing keys. All right, so or key chaser. Well, I guess we'll see. And check out the end of the video. I'll show you what my 2 top picks are for next week are that are coming out. All right, peace, and see you soon.